Hello and welcome back to another episode of Slice and Dice Ecom. I'm Josh, the founder of the agency, and we are joined by the lovely.
Can you say lovely?
Why can I say lovely?
I don't know. Never been called lovely before. No.
We call you lovely.
Matt, head of sales.
Yeah. Also, so Matt speaks to a lot of our clients before they become clients, actually. So
Yeah, before they come
this
clients.
conversation is going to be very, very interesting, and it's a big topic, and it's probably something brands don't understand enough, and it's the true cost of cheap SEO. That's what I'm going to call this one, right? And predominantly why using cheap SEO and cutting corners is just going to cost you more money in the long term. So let's start off by asking, what are some common tactics that cheap SEO providers use that can potentially harm an ecom brand?
Bad backlinks, cheap backlinks, badly written content, duplicate content that they found from another website and using on your website. Just very, very low key strategies. Coming up with an idea, right? We're going to get you number one for Wellington boots for £10 a month.
£10 a month.
And then, yeah, it is literally low quality backlinks, low quality content, and then passing it off to a junior SEO person in the corner who everyone's forgot about, and just getting bad results.
Yeah, £10 a month. You can't even get Nando's of that now, can you?
No, no, it's a shame to be fair.
It's a shame. So
It's a shame.
what is it about the low quality backlinks though? Because I think that's where we see most agencies.
You can be very harmful. There's in a website I looked at literally this week, they've got a lot of links from countries outside of the UK. They're a UK-based company trying to rank for UK terms.
Mm-hmm.
They've got links from India, Pakistan, Malaysia, Indonesia, all very, very low. The whole website is in obviously the native language of that country, which is great. And then suddenly they've got an English article with just a couple of links in it, and suddenly that's going to change the whole world from their perspective, which it just isn't. And then unrelated websites linking from unrelated websites with no theme, no comment, no commentary. People with websites where they just built them a few days ago, so they've put a link on there, and then that's a backlink. It's true, but there's no quality
It looks great
to
on
it.
the surface level, right?
Yeah, there's no quality to it. So effectively, you have that as well.
Yeah, I think what we say to clients is we see a lot is probably the part where most brands go wrong is looking at agencies. They say, yep, they're building 10 links. So is this other agency, package 1, package 2, this is 2,000, this is 3,000. It's £1,000 cheaper. I'm getting the same thing. This is better value. But we know it's all about the quality of backlinks.
Yeah.
Like you said, if they're new, if they're using Spun content and whatnot. But I think the best thing to look out for is when you're building links to a brand, for a brand to determine how valuable that link is and am I getting scammed, is to ask the agency, can you show me proof how much traffic this site gets every month, please? And I want to see the traffic trend. Has it been going up? Has it been going down? What's the domain rating of this website, right? Yeah, has the site been hit by a Google penalty in the past? Like, you want to know these things because, again, if you're acquiring a backlink that maybe it's a DR30, right, which is just terminology that we
average
know in the SEO industry, right? And a lot of people live and die by that metric, but that doesn't actually mean much in the grand scheme of things.
What is DR? This is something that SEMrush and Ahrefs have decided themselves along
domain rating, domain authority, DA. Like
it's not all come from Google.
Exactly, and Google said multiple times they don't use these metrics to determine what site ranks above. And it's also why you'll see in the SERP when you carry out a search for a keyword, you'll see a low domain rating website ranking above a high because it's not that important, right? It has its place, but it's not the end of the world. So, yeah, do make sure you are acquiring high quality backlinks because if you are not, guess what? You have to disavow them, which basically means you're just getting rid of what you paid for.
You're doing it twice.
Yeah, it's like you going to Tesco, doing your shop, and then going home and putting it in the bin. Like that is a waste of money. Asda. Yeah, you can go to Asda. Yeah,
go to Asda.
Yeah, that also. So, links covered, right? Big part of SEO. What about content? So a lot of people are using AI and spun content. What are the consequences of using that? Because let's be honest, most cheap agencies offer cheap services because they're not actually paying someone to carry out their work. It's done by AI or some type of bot.
It's longevity. Does something that's taken 5 minutes have longevity? Potentially not. If you care about a subject, you've crafted a really good piece of content, and you know it's beneficial, that's worth 100 AI articles. So I do believe that's AI you can't really put as a long-term strategy when you're writing content.
No,
And
agreed.
especially if you're going to spin it as well to 100 other articles, you just might as well not done it.
Yeah, and AI is just regurgitated content,
Yeah.
so nothing's unique. And just
Discover.
Is that exactly discover? Yeah, we love that word, right?
Yeah.
So what about the other aspect, right? So we touched on link building, we touched on content, but another big part of SEO is technical SEO, right? So how does cheap SEO kind of neglect a really important part of technical SEO on websites?
Well, it's a massive point because as Google's search factors come into it, site speed is now a search factor, mobile site speed, engagement. None of these were there a few months ago, years ago.
Yeah.
So all of those, if you don't have the technical structure and you don't work with people who are constantly at the top of their game, then you're just going to lose the money that you're going to put in. It's almost worth not doing SEO. If you're not going to spend on it, then it is doing it.
Yeah, agreed. You're throwing money down the drain, right?
Yeah. Well, as I said in a previous podcast, we discussed, this client, he spent thousands with an agency. He's on his 4th agency now, and he's just wasting money all the time.
Yeah.
Because he's not spending enough. And, he mentioned to me what his fees were, recently. And I just said, well, unfortunately, we're not in your, same bracket. He goes, no, I don't mind paying if it's going to get results. So that's a conversation you have.
Yeah, great. What about keyword stuffing? I know a lot of agencies.
Do you remember the time when you used to do keyword stuff and then you used to like paint it over the top and then you used to do another load of keywords, paint it over the top,
like cloaking and stuff like
yeah,
that.
Yeah. So keyword stuffing never works. There's only so many times you can put black cat in a black cat article with a black cat and his black cat friend and just carry on from that.
I think a lot of people, as well, when they actually keyword stuff, they read it, it's horrible, and
it's horrible.
they hope that I'm going to rank number one, but they also overlook the user aspect of it, and the conversion rates. Even if you acquire traffic from a really good term, you're ranking well for on another page, and that user then clicks to your menu and goes to your page, buying, I don't know, dog bowls or cat bowls, whatever it is, and then they see that, they're going to think, what kind of brand is this?
They lose trust.
And then you lose your conversion, lose your money. So again, you want to be taking more of a holistic approach to SEO, and it's not just every page is in a silo and you treat it differently. They all interconnect. And when you go online, ASOS, Next, I think you shop at, you said, you go to the menu, you go through one page, you go to another page, and you want a good user experience across all those pages, right?
Yep. Yeah, 100%. And if one page lets it down, it does skew the user's, beauty to actually go through the rest.
What about automation? I know a lot of cheap agencies that offer cheap services are using automation.
A lot of people use like Yoast SEO, which has a place. A lot of people do use SEO and think that it's going to manage the whole thing for them. They're going to save their money every month. But how is it going to keep up with everything to a certain degree? And how is it going to do the differentiate when you have thousands of people using that same automation? Where's the differentiation? And then, does that mean that it's also being used by lots of companies in the same niche? So you're all basically using the same SEO plugin as everyone else and then trying to rank above everyone else. It just doesn't work.
Doesn't make sense.
No.
Yeah. No, I think what I realized, we took on a brand before you joined, actually. Ecom brand. They were on WordPress using WooCommerce's other products, obviously. And they use this WordPress plugin. I won't name them, but it adds internal links automatically.
Mm-hmm.
So they installed this plugin, activated it, I think tweaked 1 or 2 of the internal links, and the rankings just tanked. But they didn't know this actually happened, or they did lots of things on the site at the same time. So they couldn't figure out which, was it this variable, that variable. And that's why you should do one thing at a time and test, right? But anyway, when they came to us and we reviewed the pages that went down, and we looked at obviously the backlinks, they looked pretty decent, to be fair.
Yeah.
Keyword stuffing didn't exist. Why has this gone down? Then we checked the internal links, and they had like 61 or 51, around that number, of internal blogs linking to that collection page or category page, because it wasn't Shopify. And essentially all those pages were saying the same thing in the internal links. So the anchor text was saying the same thing. Same thing. So although the backlinks were diverse and they weren't over optimized, the internal links were over optimized, and that is actually a thing as well.
Yeah.
And this is why if you're using these automations, you're gonna have issues like that.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of work to undo that manually, because some of them are good, some are relevant, but when you're doing SEO, you want to look like you're not really doing SEO and blending with the crowd, right?
SEO shouldn't be SEO. It should be just marketing for humans.
Yeah, 100%. And too many brands forget that Google make the bulk of revenue through Google Ads. So if Google thinks you're doing SEO, it's going to make your life 10 times harder. So you give up and spend money on Google Ads, right?
Yep.
So we touched on a lot of shady SEO tactics that a lot of the lower spec agencies follow, right? What are the consequences of maybe getting found out for buying backlinks, using shady backlinks, keyword stuffing? Like, what can actually happen to a brand if Google finds out about that?
Lose your ranking. So you'll lose your rankings overnight. As I said, I think we mentioned this in a previous podcast, when Penguin and Panda came in, and that decimated people using PBN networks. Using websites on the same IP locations and that, and it decimated businesses, like literally decimated them.
Yeah.
So they had a business, then one day and tomorrow they didn't have business. So you do need to be very careful what you do. And as I said, SEO should be, you shouldn't be doing SEO for SEO. You should be doing it for humans with an SEO element.
Awesome. We touched on it in the previous podcast as well about integrating SEO with other channels. That doesn't happen with cheap SEO, does it?
No, it doesn't. People don't look at multi-channel SEO. They don't look at multi-channel opportunities because they're not working with an agency who understands that multi-channel approach and how important it is.
Awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. And I think what a lot of brands, again, often overlook is the cost and time involved to actually fix problems that are caused by these cheap SEO problems.
So let's just say you lose ranking completely. Next thing you have to do within your business is look at, your costs and everything. Do you need to make people redundant? Do you need to downsize? So there's a much bigger business cost. If you then look at it from an SEO point of view, what do you need to do to regain that? You're talking months and months of hard work trying to build that trust back up. And there is a possibility it will never come back.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that. And that's the case where you're just like, well, do we need to start again? Well, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, and we had that conversation quite a lot with brands. And I said openly on camera, and I've told brands this many, many times, the campaigns we struggle with the most are the ones where really, really bad quality of SEO is being carried out. Because if you've hired an agency or a freelancer to do your SEO, they don't know what they're doing, they're making up, they're buying you bad backlinks, spammy keyword stuffing, right? Google now associates that with your website. If you've done that for 3 years, you have 3 years of historical data being associated with your website, which is bad and not good.
Yep.
So when you now hire a great agency to come in and make you rank, there's nothing for them to do at the get-go that will help you rank. They need to undo and unconvince Google. All that last 3 years stuff of the work's been done is not relevant. This is actually the new brand. So there's a lot of like unlearning with Google, and we've seen that take anywhere from 3 months to 3 years. Like that is literally out of our control. We can't control how long that takes to pick up. So again, forget the money. 3 years of growth for any ecom brand, that's a lot of time.
3 years of decline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if your competitors are working on SEO and growing, it's like another 6 years, right?
Yeah,
it's 3 years plus the 3 years.
100%.
So I think my advice, and we'll end this podcast on this note, is if any brands are watching, maybe you don't have much budget for SEO, you're probably way better off in the long term just not spending money on a cheap agency and just saving up the money. You try to do some things themselves at a high quality level, or just wait to have enough resources to hire someone that's good. Because, unfortunately with SEO, when you make a mistake, it can be very, very costly and take months, if not years, to reverse that.
Yep, 100%.
Awesome. Yeah. So on that note, we will end the podcast here. Again, short, concise, jam-packed with value. I hope you enjoyed this one. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Hit the bell. I'm getting there. Hit the bell notification. And we look forward to seeing you in another one. Thanks for watching.
See you later, guys.